Now it's time for us to get into our nutrition segment. And of course, we're going to be talking to Benedicta Kesewa Ado, who is a clinical dietitian and researcher at Diet Right Ghana. Hi, Benedicta.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
How was your Easter holiday?
It's been good.
Right.
Still busy, but good.
Okay, all right.
Busy?
Yeah.
Busy chilling or busy working?
A mix.
A mix.
Yes.
It's always good to have a healthy mix of the
Yeah.
two. Now, one of the things that challenges a lot of people, but it seems to be, maybe it's not even seen as a disease per se, you know, it's like, oh, you know, it's just, oh, I have heartburn, you know. How serious what is heartburn, first of all? How serious can it be? Just let's try and understand a bit better.
Okay, so when we say heartburn, it's that pain you feel behind your breastbone. So if you don't know where your breastbone is, it's like the midsection of your chest. So sometimes you have this burning sensation at that side. Sometimes you will say it's your heart that is paining you, but it's literally...
It feels like the heart
but it's literally pain behind your breastbone.
Okay.
Some people can confuse it with other things, but mostly when you have the burning sensation there, then it's likely to be the heartburn. It can be accompanied by other symptoms, like sometimes you feel this burning sensation in your throat. If you have heartburn, you feel that. And sometimes you feel this bitter, sour taste in your mouth because stomach contents are coming up. Yes, I'll go into that soon. And some people feel nauseous when they have the heartburn. So basically, our stomach sac is like a balloon, okay? And then we have something called the lower esophageal sphincter.
Yeah.
Yes. So
the lower esophageal sphincter
yes.
is the one that's connecting the stomach to the small intestine.
No, the esophagus to the stomach, like the image on the screen.
There's an image on the screen, so
yes. So you see where the tube joins the sac.
Yeah.
There's a constrictor there.
Yes.
So that's what is called the lower esophageal sphincter.
Great.
So when food enters the stomach from the esophagus, that side should ideally constrict so that the contents of the stomach, the acidic contents don't go up. Because the esophagus is not structured to take acids, but the contents of your stomach is acidic. So when that thing constricts, then the contents don't go up.
Okay.
But then some people have their LES being weak or loose, and then they easily get contents coming up, and then that is how you get heartburns.
Okay.
So would you say people that have GERD, like me, our
what is
lower...
GERD, first of all?
Okay.
GERD. So GERD is gastroesophageal reflux disease. So when it becomes chronic, like your heartburn becomes more like an everyday thing, then you are diagnosed of GERD.
Right.
But the GERD diagnosis, you don't diagnose yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You have to go to the hospital, do an endoscopy, pH test, etc.
Girl, I did all that. The first time it started, funny enough, you said something like your heart, people think that it's the heart. Yeah. I actually thought I was getting a heart attack. I had to run to Yahoo. I'm like, oh my God, I think something's, I'm too young for this. Please check me. I think I'm dying. So they had to do all that heart test, put out the plugs. I don't know what they call them. And I was like, oh my God, really? Is this how my life is going to end? What am I thinking about? Then they were like, oh no, it's not the heart, that, you just have GERD right now. And so now that's what I'm asking. So people with the GERD, would you say our lower esophageal?
LES for sure.
Yeah, it's weak. It's weak.
Yes.
So what causes that weakness?
Awesome. So there are a number of things that can cause it. It can be just congenital, like you're just born like that, or some people, smoking increases the risk. Being obese, being on the upper side of weight can increase the risk. For some people too, it is when they take some medications for a long time, like painkillers. Some people just abuse painkillers, so it can increase that. Some people have what we call a hiatal hernia. So don't let me stress you with that. So it just means that like the upper part of your stomach is pushing through your diaphragm. So the diaphragm just separates like your upper parts, like your respiratory side from the other side of your stomach. So when your stomach is like going all the way up through the diaphragm, then you have a hiatal hernia. And when you have that, you can keep having reflux. People who are pregnant also have their LES being weak. because the baby is literally pushing on your stomach. So it's giving that pressure, and then your LES opens up. So these are some of the risks and other things. Aside that, people who frequently have heartburns can tell you that when I eat some foods.
Chocolate.
Awesome. So chocolate has a substance called methylxanthine, and then this substance causes the LES to relax. So if naturally you have heartburns and you keep eating a lot of chocolate, your already relaxed LES is going to even be more relaxed, and then you're going to keep having the reflux. So on Val's Day, I'll save your number and come for all your chocolates.
Yeah, I don't eat chocolate.
And then when they eat very fatty foods, so fatty foods, you're looking at deep fried things, red meat with the fat. People like oil, excess oil on everything.
Those who like the sachet.
You see, everything like that. And you have heartburn issues, you get them. Some people get like a trigger when they eat acidic fruits. So like citrus fruits, like kiwi, the oranges, all those things. And some people get it when they take the carbonated drinks also.
I don't take carbonated
drinks as well. So when you were taking them, were you getting the reflux?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I was actually very okay until it was 2020. Everything started in 2020. I also had like chronic stress. Yeah, so the minute I had chronic stress was when everything in my body went crazy. That's when that's why I actually tell people do not stress, because it can affect you in different ways. And so that's how it came. That was during the whole COVID thing. You know, my parents being away, I can't see them, you don't know what's happening. So the whole anxiety and stress really messed me up. And that's when my problems started. But right now I'm just trying to manage it. I'm just trying to manage it.
Benita, is it normal that, as Chris is describing, you can be perfectly normal, you don't have any heartburn issues, you don't have any reflux issues, and then something can trigger, something seemingly unrelated can trigger the onset of it?
It's very, very possible.
Okay.
But the human body, everything has to do with levels of substances in our body. So hormones are keeping everything intact. So if you are stressed and your hormones are all over, we can have
they scattered. For me, they scattered.
Yes. So when you start treatment, when you see the doctor, I'm sure they'll get someone to talk to you, etc., and then they get you to. Yes. And then sometimes we, especially in Ghana, we ignore a lot of symptoms. Oh, my tummy hurts, painkiller. Oh, let me sleep, it will go. So by the time the person is actually coming to the hospital, it would have progressed into something. But in recent times, we have all these online professionals. You can reach your doctor online, you can reach your pharmacist online. So I would say if you have any symptoms, no matter how small, and then you don't want to go to the hospital, you can make use of these online platforms so that we are not always managing like very, very complicated things. You know?
If you look at somebody who already has heartburn issues, what are some of the things they can do in terms of the diet they eat and all that? I know you talked about fatty food and all this. Let's talk about lifestyle modifications that will help.
So there was one thing I almost forgot. Wearing too tight clothes.
Yes.
Excessively tight clothes can also, trigger all this, because then you are.
So it's the same issue of pressure.
So
like
so all the women that wear, the corsets,
it's not
they are
everyone
likely
that may have
to.
it,
So you want to show off, but you're having heartburn. What kind of lifestyle is that?
So it's not disclaimer. It's not everybody that wears these things that has heartburn. But if you naturally are predisposed and then you go and wear these things, then you are going to make it worse.
Right. So that means some people, like you said, like some people just take drugs without even going to the hospital to check. So maybe there are women out there that are wearing this stuff and feeling a certain way, but they cannot attribute it to what they are wearing. They just want to take drugs. I know.
So if you are having heartburns and you always do these tight clothes, I think we can start from there. And then talking about lifestyle modifications, we're looking at losing some weight if you are up there.
Very important.
Because we said obesity is a risk factor for the heartburn. So if you think or you stand on your scale and you know that it's time to do something, better start. If you smoke or you're always exposed to your secondhand smoke, then you have to also work on that's reducing the risk, etc. Then the food bit, so cutting back your fatty foods. Keeping a food diary is very important because what may trigger you will not trigger me. Some people are triggered by spicy foods, others aren't. So you take note of your body. Maybe when I do carbonated drinks, when I do spicy food, when I do fatty food, when I do that, and then you try to eliminate those things from your diet.
Right.
Fantastic. Vanessa, how do people get in touch with you?
Okay, so if you want to get in touch with me, you can WhatsApp me on 0548 984996. Or you can follow me on Instagram at mame_kesewa, and we can talk from there.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
That was Benedicta Kesewa. She is a clinical dietitian and will be helping us to understand nutrition and heartburn and how to deal with it.